All right, it's noon on Monday, so it's time to art. So if you're watching on YouTube, scrub forward until you see something start happening, and I'll try and get this freaking camera set up. Hey, Belinda. Little Jimmy's not in here. I put him out in the breezeway. Hey, Kat. Kat, that video of you this morning is so perfect. I can't even believe it. Anyway, if you're watching on YouTube, just scrub forward until you see something happening. Don't know how many people will show up since Dee Dee streamed short this morning. Y'all had to remember to come. Hi, Joyce. Thanks for remembering. Hi, Missy. Anyway, go watch the beginning of Dee Dee's stream so you can see Kat getting links. It's funny, funny, funny. Hi, Keeks. Hi, Lisa. So, yeah, there's a lot of you here. But this camera, the coloring on it, and I can tell on this one that it's really funky. Now watch when I move the camera, touch the camera. See if you guys can tell. See the difference in the coloring? And all I've done is move the camera up a little bit. See, that's the real color. But I can't get it to stay there. So I don't know. Yeah, whatever. I'll mess with it later. But I think that's so weird that I can just jiggle this camera a little bit and the color changes. So I don't know. It's one of those weird things. You probably could spend a lifetime messing with it and trying to figure it out. But I noticed it while I was trying to get the camera straight. And I thought, well, that's because I looked at it and I was like, that's not even the color. But I can get it to change. There's the real color. Go figure. Don't know. So if I'm coloring with weird colors today, that's why. And I was going to get what I'm going to do today. I showed it last week, and I've not had time all week. I don't know what I did all week, mind you. Hi, Joan. Hi, Ruth. But I just had no time. So probably because Jimmy was sitting on me. That damn cat. He weighs about 20 pounds. I swear he's heavy, and he loves to sit on my lap. So when I'm doing anything, he's up on my lap. That's it. He's on me. Well, it doesn't take very long for my legs to go to sleep. Hi, Vale. And then I have to get up and move. And he doesn't like that. So, yeah, that's why I get nothing done, because I'm moving Jimmy all the time. Jimmy is a full-time job. I'll tell you, Jimmy, oh, I felt so bad for him this morning. I started out keeping him in his room. I gave him his own bedroom and put all his stuff in there. Hi, Joanne. And yeah. So I was keeping him in there. Well, then he learned how to open the door. So he was getting out. Hi, Laverne. He does love me, Belinda. I cannot deny that. He loves me. But anyway, he was getting out of his bedroom. So I thought, okay, forget that. That's not going to work. And so now he roams at night, and he leaves us alone. And that was my biggest concern, is he would mess with my sleep. So last night, I didn't set my alarm to get up for Dee Dee, because Jimmy comes and wakes me up between 6 and 7 every morning. So I thought, oh, I'll just let Jimmy wake me up. And then Robert got up, and Jimmy hadn't come up to wake me up yet. And I thought, well, that's really weird. As soon as there's any noise, he's up there waking me up. So I got up, got dressed, came down to get my coffee, which Robert had started, and no cat. Not cat in chat, no Jimmy. But I could hear him, meow, meow, just meowing. And so I thought, where could he be? You know, was he in his bedroom? Was he in the guest room? So I start looking for him. Last place I thought to look would be the bathroom. He had this damn cat. It's the only way he could have done this. That's why I'm saying how he did it. Hi, Joe Lou. He had to jump up on the counter where the sink is and then jump from there up to the top of the railing. And I have a bathtub in there with glass doors. And he had to jump to the top of the railing and then down into the bathtub. He was locked in the bathtub, which I was happy about because if you needed a litter box, at least it was contained and easy to clean up. But he was so unnerved. He was so upset. Oh my gosh, I felt so bad for him. And then I fed him, which I shouldn't have, because he has a sensitive stomach. So I've been trying to figure out what I could do to help him keep his food down, right? Got new food. He's been really good on it. It slowed him down. He's not puking. Well, this morning, I think he was so upset that he did go ahead and throw up his breakfast. So, this is worse than having a kid. I'm not kidding. This cat. But anyway, I'm still thrilled to have him. I think he's thrilled to be here. But now he's just out in the breezeway. I got him a nice bed for out there so he can see out the windows. And he's been in his bed all morning. Hi, Dorothy. Yeah, he was just calling for help. I felt so bad for him. It was just like, oh, Jimmy, you spent the whole night in the bathtub with no water, no nothing. I mean, he was just trapped for however long. He could have done it at 5 this morning. Who knows how long he's been in there. But yeah, so that's my Jimmy tale. And I'm not the least bit unhappy with him. He provides a huge amount of entertainment for me. And my legs go to sleep because he has to be on me all the time. But that's okay because he's soft and he's warm. And he's mine. So anyway, so I haven't done much this week. I did go ahead and I don't know. This is a crazy thing, you guys. I haven't posted this on Instagram. This is what I did on stream last week, right? And the crazy thing about it is I can't decide when I'm done. Like, could I add more? Is this perfect the way it is? When do you decide? Okay, time to stop. But I have to say, I really like it. And I'm tempted to go ahead and get some resin and put the resin on it just to see. I really like it. There's something very appealing about it. You don't have to worry about ruining it because you started out with a ruined sheet of paper, right? Thanks, Keeks. But yeah, now I can't decide. Okay, am I done? Am I not done? I want to do another one. But yeah, for now, this is it. And then I inked the edges in the gold and curled up the corners. That's why I think it would be really cool to put resin on it to leave it kind of dimensional. I don't know where I will store it or, okay, Belinda's saying done, finished. So yeah, but anyway, it was very fun. I like it. I think I could go ahead and iron it and turn it into like a journal cover or something that I could, like leave space to put a journal name or whatever in it and then just do this as, yeah. I think there's a lot of things you could do with it, but it was fun. And I love the gold ink. The gold ink is just so, yeah, print out a poem. Hi, Bev. Yeah, I think there's so many things you could do with it, just do it as an edging with something in the middle, whatever. But yeah, it's very cool. And I used the just a mixed media weight paper, and that seemed to work really well. How do you iron paper without burning it? You can put parchment on it, or I use diapers, like real cloth diapers. I've had them for years, and they last forever. Here's one that I use as a rag here at my art table. You could put this over it and iron on it, or a tea towel, or probably even paper towel. Just don't set your iron real hot. But yeah, you can iron paper. If you've never seen, oh, I wish I could remember. I probably have it written down somewhere. How to transfer using an iron. I'm going to look that up. I'm going to write myself a note right now. Because that's a really cool thing, and it's been around forever. You use wax paper transfer. I probably have it written down. But you use your iron on that. Ooh, cover for another box. Oh, Belinda, look at you thinking. All right. And it would make it real textury because when you feel this, it just feels real textury. So, all right, there's my notes for today. So anyway, I did work on that, and I can't decide if it's done or not. So it's just been sitting here going, what next? And then I told you guys that I did a Blick order because I needed some replacement Prismacolor pencils. And I don't know, but I don't think that Hobby Lobby carries them anymore. But anyway, if you buy them on Blick and they have them on sale, you can get them pretty cheap. So I got my Blick order in, and there's 2 of them on back order. So these are the pencils that I needed to order. So it started out, and they're, I'm just going to say $1.50, okay? So that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16 pencils. So I probably had, I don't know, let's just say $12, $13 worth of pencils that I needed. And this was the impetus for doing the Blick order. Well, they've raised their minimum amount for free shipping. And I like to get free shipping because I hate to pay shipping, right? And so I started shopping. And there were a few things that I did not need these, you guys, but I've been thinking about them for a long, long time. Hi, Bossy Butt. So many times I've wanted some fine liner brown and gray pens, and they're kind of hard to find, and you're not going to find them in your art stores and stuff like that. So I went ahead, and I had originally ordered a couple of these, and then I came across the sets where you could get 4 sizes and blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so I went ahead. Well, I forgot to delete this one, so I ended up with an extra one. So that helped me raise my limit a little bit, you know, my shipping a little bit more, but I'm happy to have them. And the cool thing is, when these came in, I got to go ahead and update my swatchy swatch book. And then I had picked out these 2, the microns. I love microns. I crush microns, but I'm going to crush these worse, so it doesn't matter. And I got 2 of the cool gray in an 8-point nib. So I think I will use the heck out of these 2 gray microns. So I'm excited about that. This one was a complete accident. Didn't mean to buy it. It's a 0.005. I will be able to use this pen exactly 1 time before I crush the nib and it becomes ridiculously unusable. And then I went ahead, because it's kind of hard to find the 12 nib microns, and I'm forever looking for a fat nib micron. So I went ahead and ordered that, and this all got me closer to my shipping. And then I was just a little bit shy, so I went ahead and ordered another bottle. I use this stuff a lot. It's bleed proof white. You have to paint it on. It's just a tub of white, and it's real thick. See, you've got to add water to it to make it work. But if you have trouble with white anything, whether it's Posca, Panda Fly, anything, white notoriously bleeds if you put it on top of something. This absolutely works. It will make amazing corrections for you. I think this bottle was like $10, but it will last you literally forever. And I have another jar of it that I've had for so long that it's gotten just too thick to even mess with. And I thought, okay, I'll just go ahead and throw the old one away and get a new one. So this much stuff got me, plus a couple more pencils, got me above the $79 shipping threshold. That's how ridiculous I am. I needed $15 worth of pencils, and I spent $80 to get free shipping. There's something wrong with that. I'm just here to tell you there's something really wrong with that. But I'm happy with all of it. And I got to, Dee Dee is the adulter around here. I'm not adulterer, but she's the adult one. I don't even pretend to be the adult one. except when it comes caring for little Jimmy. So I did get my little swatchy swatch book out because I like my swatchy book so much. Hi, Dee Dee, you just missed my Blick order. It's all this stuff. Pencils, Micron pens in gray and fat nib black. P.H. Martin's bleed proof white. And a couple of sets of gray and brown Copics. So I didn't have these in my swatchy swatch book, so I had to update it. And I went ahead and I did all my drawing pens. This is all new. You guys have never seen this before. So I went ahead and did 2 squares so that I could test their waterproofness, because I usually do this on the back of every journal that I use, but I always forget. Hi, Nanamo. Which ones are waterproof, which ones aren't, blah, blah, blah. So I got to play with all this stuff. So that, I guess that's what I've been doing, is updating Swatchy Swatch book and messing with my pens. I have too much pens, but I don't care. And people who point that out to me usually get a punch in the throat. Okay? Hi, Christina. Because I am a pen addict. I don't mind admitting it. I embrace it. And yeah. So here's the Swatchy Swatch book. I'll just flip through it so you guys can see, because I love this so flippin' much I can't even begin to describe. And I would say, if you're insane, much like I am, build yourself one. It's so much fun. And surprisingly, I really did not think I would refer to this that much. I really didn't. But I was doing something, I don't know, a few weeks ago, and I wanted the perfect color. I didn't care what the product was, but I did care about the color. So I thought, well, all the colors, every product is in the Swatchy Swatch book. And so I could flip through each one, because I could use watercolor, Posca, it didn't matter. So yeah. Anyway, that's all I got to say to waste more of your time today. And I have no Happy Mail, and other than the Blick order, I have not ordered anything else from anywhere else. So yay me. But really, to get over that free shipping threshold, that was ridiculous. You started scrapbooking last week. Well, good, Bev. There's some people, well, Dee Dee especially, scrapbook for many years. I never got into the scrapbook stuff, except that I bought all the stuff. I bought the pattern papers. I bought ephemera. I bought stencils. I bought all the stuff. I just never really did it. Kat put in the link for the float. Kat, every time you put in a link now, I swear to God, I'm going to envision that squirrel, highly caffeinated, going crazy. I can never unsee that. And I'm glad, because every time it kind of just cracks me up. But yeah, so if you need ideas and stuff, I know Dee Dee's done a bunch. She's shown her scrapbooks and has actually done pages. So look at Inkwell's YouTube channel and see if she doesn't have a scrapbook playlist. And don't be afraid to ask questions of these crazy people in chat, because they're all half crazy, but they're all pretty talented and know a lot. So let's read out of the official Dictionary of Sarcasm. I think I forgot to do this last week. I don't remember. Keek sent me this. I love it. I love it so much. And I do not read ahead. So if something nasty comes up, I just read it on stream, because I don't know what's there. So here's Big Business, an organization dedicated to grinding dreams into dirt. But a conjunction used to indicate a contrary viewpoint or exception. I wanted to make something of my life, but since I'm stoned all the time, I could never get my act together. I'm sorry I firebombed your office, but you promised you'd get back to me within a week after the interview. But my feeling about the word "but" is ignore everything that they say after that. Well, no, ignore everything they said before that because they're lying. But, like a real butt, like bossy butt or butts on things. B-U-T-T, butt. By simply adding one T to the end of the previous word, you get to introduce the subject of a human ass. English is a remarkable language. Thank you, Kat, you crazy squirrel link getter. Buzzkill. Someone who brings up the subject of world hunger during a lap dance. Oh my God, Keeks, that's funny. Cable. An incredible scam perpetrated on the television viewing public, in which they are often charged more than $100 per month for the 100. I luckily pay $100, $100 per month for the privilege of taking in the occasional exclusive sporting event, a 24-hour weather channel, and the heretofore unheard of opportunity to watch Spies Like Us 14 times in 1 week. Hi, Shaz. There you go. Devin put a button for you guys. I'll read this page and then we'll call it a day. Caddy, an adolescent non-being that is trained to hump bags for obnoxious, stuck-up CEOs who realize that it is their unspoken right to treat him like garbage. Or 2, an automobile whose status conveyed class on mobsters and pimps in the years 1955 to 1985. Cadillac. Julius Caesar, dictator of ancient Rome, his nearly 15 years of conquest, which resulted in the formation of the entire Roman Empire, now reduced to a salad. This crap kills me. Caffeine. Everything that is right and good with the world contained in one alkaloid compound. Truly, this substance is proof of the existence of God. Some days that's true. I don't do caffeine except for my iced coffee, and that's probably why I'm so damn addicted. You kicked yourself off? Dorothy, don't do that. Calendar, an object that exists in order that the phenomenal backlog of cute puppy photos may be put to some use each and every year until the end of time. Or hunky Australian firefighters, if you have a brain. Or what you can go spend $3 a piece on at Books A Million every February. Calm. What you are usually urged to remain around the time the third engine on the aircraft has failed. Remain calm. Carry on. Camp. A traditional summer rite of passage for the pre-adolescent. Camp involves a series of outdoor activities designed to foster even more unhealthy competition than its participants undergo at school and to subject a terrified group of unwilling misfit children to an endless barrage of humiliation and physical torture at the hands of bullies and clueless counselors alike, designed to toughen and prepare the young person for the vicissitudes of life will bring. It more often than not creates a new generation ready to contribute to society by becoming proud serial killers of the future. There we go. And we'll start with camping next week. I camped a lot as a kid. We were a camping family. And that's Keeks art. I use it for a bookmark. So that's that. Thanks, Keeks. Always makes me laugh. So today, what I'm going to do, and I showed it last week, is I just pulled it up. And when I turn my phone back on, it'll be gone. That pisses me off. All right, here we go. And I've done part of this. And it's a abstract color wheel. And I don't know why, but it very intrigues me. So, yeah. This is what you're going to see. Only I won't be that fast. I'm very slow. Hopefully at the end you'll see the finished product. Did Cam wake up, Dee Dee? Get something to eat? I wish I could do this as fast. Come on, hurry up. They're going to have to watch me do all this crap. I didn't have the selection of alcohol markers, but I'm going to do it in alcohol markers. And the reason I chose them, you fed him grilled cheese and soup. He's sleeping. Okay, good. Poor baby. I may get sick just so I can go to Dee Dee's and get a grilled cheese. She's not ever told me what her secret is, but maybe she'll tell me. So, yeah. So that's what I'm going to try and do. Kind of an abstract color wheel. I did go ahead and do the drawing, and I goofed up this here in the center. So just ignore that. This will be my prototype, and then I'll try and do one in real life. But when I was drawing this inside circle, my what did I do with it? Set it over here. My compass, it moved from the center over. So I ended up with a wide thing, but what are you going to do now? So yeah, I'm just going to go with it now because I didn't have time to redo it. And I thought, well, I'm just going to make you guys watch. So you start out by drawing the circle, and she does a double circle, a thinner outside, a fatter inside circle, and then draws a curlicue. And that's where I'm going to start mine, because y'all can figure out to draw the circles, right? I think it looks cool too, Keeks. So, but since I goofed up the middle, I thought probably what I'll end up doing is go ahead and finish this, and then I'll cut it, you know, so that into ATCs or whatever. Yeah. And just eliminate that whole center part where I screwed up. But you'll get the idea, and whatever. And I'm going to use Cali Art alcohol markers on it. And I started to say, which, IG account, I'll tell you right now. Her name is Doodle of NONO. Doodle of No. And she has a bunch of this stuff like that. I can show her account real quick. Oop, I didn't really want to use audio. Hang on. I'll just do it the way I know how. And I did go ahead and follow her because I've seen lots of her stuff. It helps if you're going to search for something. It really helps if you spell things right. Okay? All right. Anyway, I'll show you quickly some of her art. She does a lot of abstract, uses a lot of circles, which I love circles. Devin, that's the one you did. Maybe I discovered her from you because you did. Well, I don't want to really do the whole thing. Yeah, like this one. I love this too. Is that not a cool drawing? I would put that on a wall. I really would. I think that is so cool. So yeah. Doodle of No. Yeah. So I'm glad I followed her. A lot of her stuff is very intricate. Some of it's just real flowy. I don't know, but I do like her stuff. So thanks for putting the link in. I'm not sure why I've lately gotten so intrigued by abstract stuff. And I think because I spent so many years teaching myself to draw hands and faces and stuff like that, that now I feel pretty confident. They've given a challenge to draw something, I can draw it. So I don't necessarily feel the need to do that anymore. Let me know if I fall over. Okay, Dorothy, I'll keep an eye on you. So anyway, All right, so let me get my pen out. I'm using this one. It's a Uniball eye needle, and its ink is permanent. And I'm going to change a setting here. I changed it. I think I'm going to change it. We'll see. All right, let's see if that changes anything. Maybe not. I was just going to try and make it a little bit lighter, but whatever. And so since I got the circle, good, Bossy. I think, and I'm not looking at her video, so I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure the order that she did the next thing in is drawing the curly Q, which is that swirl. I should call it a swirl, where she draws. And she does this only inside the circles that are going to end up with color. So hopefully you guys can see me okay. And I've already hand drawn. You can kind of see it in the background lightly. Yeah, so I've already drawn that. Yeah. I really wish I hadn't goofed up the circles, but oh well. Yeah, and other than that, really, we haven't been doing much. We're going to go over to grandson's next Saturday. He moved in to a new place about a month ago. And he's been bugging the heck out of me to come out and see his new homestead. And he's put in stuff to have animals. And so, yeah, I guess he's excited for me to see his chickens. I don't know if he has anything other than chickens yet, but they got all the fencing in last week. So, yeah. And if you'd have told me at any point that Nathan would be a goat and chicken farmer, I would have said, you are out of your mind. But here we are. So I finally, yesterday, we were talking before church, and he was like, when are you guys coming? I said, okay, pick a day and a time, and I'm coming. So next Saturday, I'm going to go out and view the chickens. And I'm not sure that my lines are look very continuous, but that's okay. And then, nope, and there's one down here. I really did draw in pencil the lines. I've just straightened them up and okay. It sounds like fun. We'll see. I'm going to take little tinfoil hats for him. Right, and then I think the next thing is she divided hers up. I'm just going to do corner to corner and center of the sheet. And again, you only draw inside the circles. So I'm going to have to pay attention, you know? that's a little part of a circle there. You do have to pay attention, though. Maybe I like this so much because you get to use a ruler. I'm pretty sure that's it. And the problem with something like this is there is almost no room for errors. So when you're doing it, go slow. And otherwise, you're going to be starting over. Like I'll be doing. Because I'm using alcohol markers, I didn't necessarily need a permanent pen, but I would recommend it. A lot of products interact weird together, so just use permanent ink. You'll be happier. And maybe when I'm done, I won't even notice my error. I suspect I will because I know it's there. Maybe nobody else will notice, but I will. When I'm done inking, I'll erase all my marks. And I did go to Joplin last week. That's why I got nothing done because, yeah, I was in Joplin one entire day. Ginger Pam and Messy Di don't know about the chicken conspiracy. Well, Dee Dee, when you explain it, would you put on your silver hat for him? Could you do that? And take a picture of it so everybody can see your conspiracy hat. They wanted to know about the chicken conspiracies. That's funny. Now, I am going to leave the border because she didn't do it on hers, but I think on mine, I drew a 1/4-inch border around the edge of it. I'm going to leave all the inside stuff white. But I think I'm going to add a black border. Hi, Kathleen. Please show the chicken with the dial. Oh, yeah, exactly. You got to show the chicken. All right. I think we can get rid of all the... You know, you make a lot of mistakes when your eraser is that big. But at this point, if I'm going to start coloring and doing stuff like that, I don't want any pencil marks because they'll smear and goof up my excellent coloring with alcohol markers. You know, I went so long resisting the urge to buy the alcohol markers. I thought, oh, I don't use them, and I'm partial to Prismacolors, and if you can't do it with watercolor and Prismacolors, you probably don't need to do it, and blah, blah, you know. I have to say, I love the alcohol markers so much. And I've spent way too much money on them, but they're kind of like pens. If you mention it to me, you're probably going to get throat punched. I wonder if I've been talking a lot about some signatures I'm making in a craft group that are chicken. Oh my gosh. I wonder, Keeks. I won't be coloring out there. And if you use a compass, you're going to have holes in your paper, but you won't really even notice. So I think that's everything. I'll clean it up again right at the end. Okay, so everywhere a line meets inside the circles, and I think I'm going to, because I want, well, no, I'm on stream. I'll do it the most expedient way. Do the neurographic corners everywhere a line meets, but don't do it any other place, you know? And you can do them as big or as little as you want. And on the curlicue part, do not do those. And that circle's got nothing in it. That's kind of weird. And I will have to probably go back in and clean up some of the places because I'm using just a bright white. It's called Cougar digital paper. And it grabs the ink and spreads it fast. So yeah, I'll have to clean up a little bit, but that's okay. Like right there where it just absorbed so much. That's why I spent a ridiculous amount of money on bleed proof white. Know what I mean? I was really happy to get the Blick sorter though, and I've wanted those gray and brown pens forever. So yeah, I don't feel bad. But when it came in this huge box, and I thought, what the hell did I order? And then I opened it, and it was all little stuff in this huge box. They could have put it in a puffy envelope. Because I just didn't have that much stuff. I don't want that thing in the center too big, so I'll clean it up. And I had a pretty nice Mother's Day. Didn't do anything. Didn't even go to my brother's. I don't even know what they did. And I didn't check because I figured that's their kid's job, not mine. So don't even know what they did. But I hope they had a nice day. I hope all the mothers had a nice day. But it was a pretty chill day around here. And Jimmy didn't get me a gift. Yeah, I need to probably train him better because he blew it off. He did give me lots of snuggles, though, so I guess that counts. He is a snuggle butt, that cat. There aren't too many lines, so this shouldn't take too long. And I'll check on hers and make sure I did this right. I think I tried to remember it. And Devin, I'm sorry I didn't get to your stream last week. I have no excuse other than I literally spaced it out. I mean, it was like 2 o'clock and I went, oh, crap, no way. My bad. But I will definitely be watching the recording. If I get doing something, time goes completely away. Because I want to hear about your trip. And keep Terry in your prayers. She's having a pretty rough day. I feel like I'm missing something here. I'll wait until I get all the absolute knowns done and then I'll go look. Make sure I'm doing it right. This would be a very fun cover for, and I've thought about doing it some time ago. Chicken Pot Pie Barb, and she wasn't at Dee Dee's this morning, sent me a book on color, and it's really, really a cool book. I really like it. And just like I was looking in the Swatchy Swatch book for colors, I think a color journal would just be fun to create. This would be a cool cover for a Society of Idea Collectors color idea book. But the book that Barb bought me tells you everything about every color, the pigments that are used, how it's been used throughout history. It's just really an interesting book. I don't have it out. I can't show it to you, but it's a very good book about color. But I sure did think about my mom a lot yesterday. I always tried to get her something that she really wanted for Mother's Day because she was horrible about not buying herself stuff. I don't know why. We'd go shopping and she'd say, "Oh, I just love that." And I said, "Well, buy it." No, I can't buy it. It's like, why? Buy it. So on Mother's Day, I always think about Mom a lot. If you still got your mom, you're lucky. And Devin just recently lost her mom. It's hard. Moms are cool people. And I did appreciate my mom when she was alive, but man, could I fight with her. If she said the sky is blue, I'd say no, it's gray. Yes, Vale, it is. Now, if you're using my email, one thing I should tell you is you probably should tell me that you sent me an email, because I don't really use my email except for bill paying now. Like, people don't send me information or on email or anything like that. So, yeah, I get on my email once a month to pay the bills. And if somebody wants an email for like a purchase or something like that, I have a junk email that I use for that, because they're going to start spamming me with crap that I don't want. And I go into that one about once every 6 months and clean it up. Just trash everything. Yeah, first Mother's Day without her. That's a hard one, Devin. It is. And the cool thing about mothers is mine's been gone She died in 2001. So my mom's been gone 25 years, which is absolutely unbelievably hard for me to even comprehend that that was 25 years ago. Time has really flown. But I probably think of her maybe not daily, but multiple times in a week. And there's reason is because so much of her rubber stamps, we shared that in common, that we both loved rubber stamps and collected a bunch of them. And I have all hers. And I thought about doing a rubber stamp show, just showing all the different rubber stamps that I have, because it's against the rules to count, but I have thousands, I would bet. You lost your mom in 2003, Missy. Yeah, think about it. It's just so hard to even comprehend that. But I think about her all the time. And honestly, I don't think I gave my mother credit for being absolutely as funny as she was, because most often she was annoying me. But I have to say, when I think about her now, and this is what I was going to say to you, Devin, is you will always think about your mother throughout your life, and it gets so much easier. That pain isn't there. Hi, Annette. When I think about my mother now, it's always, I usually always laugh at either something stupid she said or something stupid she did, or how I used to aggravate her quite intentionally. And so I think that's true of a lot of things, but especially with my mother, the sadness is gone. And that's a good thing, because I like thinking about the good things. But sometimes I think about when we would fight, because I would do things just to aggravate her on purpose. And that cracks me up too, that she took the bait every flipping time. It's like, if she'd have just ignored my dumbass, her life would have been so much better. I never told her that, but 25 years, holy crap. But then I said something to Robert the other night too. His memory had failed him, and I said, honey, that was probably, you've lived here 26 years, so that was probably better than 20 years ago. And he looked at me like I had two heads. Those 25 years have just disappeared. Yeah, see, my mom would have been 100 April 16th of this year. But yeah, so time has really flown. Can't believe Robert's been here 26 years, yeah. All right, I'm going to check her original video real quick and make sure I've done all the neurographics. Thanks, Annette. I'll show you what it's going to ultimately look like. I'll have to go in search of it again, because it annoys me that if I leave a screen on, when I go back to it, they've changed it for me. They can't read my mind very well, so they should not even try. Just saying. Just saying. And if they could read my mind, they'd have to go wash their brain out with soap. All right, I'm looking real quick. Hi, Kristen. Give me just a minute, guys. I have to watch the whole video to get to the part that I want. Okay, I think I did it right. Oh, she did go ahead. Yeah, I did too. Okay, never mind. Just checking myself, just checking. Okay, so she didn't have too terribly much neurographics either. Okay, I think I got it all. All right, next thing up is draw vertical lines on the curlicue, or the swirl part of it. So I'm going to get this done a lot quicker. Doing those circles ahead of time saved a bunch of time. So you guys should be thanking me, saying thank you for not wasting my time. Where did the curlicue go next? Here. I'm going to move it as I draw because it's easier for me to draw pulling toward myself. No, that was not right. We're going to go with it anyway. That'll help disguise my screw up. How about that? There really is no room for error on this, you guys. So if you screw up, I'm not kidding you. There's no way to go back and fix it. So do this when you have time to be by yourself and think about what you're doing. Hi, Vanessa. Hey, Judio. I don't think I saw you at Dee Dee's this morning, and Dee Dee streamed for just a short time because she has a sick grandson. He's a lucky kid. If you got to get sick, you might as well be at Grandma's when it happens, you know? Get yourself a grilled cheese. Get yourself some NyQuil. Oh, maybe I didn't screw up. Okay. Smart kid. Get sick at Grandma's. I have to say my lines don't line up exactly, but that's all right. When it's colored, I don't think it will be noticeable at all. And other than that, gosh, I haven't really been doing anything. Maybe I didn't realize how much time Jimmy is eating up my days. I spend my days snuggling with the damn cat. And cooking. And lucky for you guys, I did go ahead and pick out all the colors that I'm going to use on it. And that took a long time. Jimmy's good. Jimmy spent the night in the bathtub, but I don't think he's any worse for wear. He is sleeping. He's been sleeping all day, so he must have stayed up most of the night worried that he was trapped and he was never going to get out, because he has been zonked out in his bed in the breezeway. That's where he loves to hang out most of the time. He comes in when I'm doing something to distract me. But Jimmy's doing good. He had a sore on his back when he got here. And they said he has sensitive skin and sometimes he'd get these sores. It's healed up real nice and the hair has grown back. And so he's starting to look like a healthy, normal cat. Well, he didn't look unhealthy before, but that cut on his back bothered me. And they sent me home with some spray, but it freaked him out. So a bunch of years ago, I don't know how many years it's even been since I've been going to Texas and Mexico, I had some antibiotic cream that I had used on a dog. And I started putting that on it when I brought him home and quit using their spray. Because obviously I know more than the veterinarians, don't you know? But I have to say it healed it up really quickly. But every time I got that spray bottle out, he would freak out and run. Yeah, Jimmy was stressed out from the bathroom ordeal. But I bet he won't do that again. So now I'm going to go around my house and look at what other places can he find where he thinks he can get up high, you know, because cats like to get up high. So I'm going to Jimmy proof the house again. I thought I had done it, but I never imagined he would get up on the counter and then jump his dumb ass into the bathtub and spend the night there. Of all the places. So now I'm going to look at things. I do have a loft, and I at first worried, would he go up there and try and jump down? He has not shown any interest in going up there. He'll go up there and lay and look down in, but I think he recognizes that may be too big a leap. And if he jumps from there, we'll just have to deal with the aftermath of broken everything, including my broken cat. Yeah, I've never seen him get on the counter in the bathroom, Jane. So, yeah. And he doesn't get on the kitchen counters. He tried the first week he was here, and I pushed him off and very sternly told him that was unacceptable. And he's smart. I mean, when I said no, and I meant it, he has not attempted that again. So I'm glad for that, because the first I had trained my other cats, kitchen counter is not an option. But I didn't want to have to spray him or do some of the things they say for training. I just was not even going to do that. So I was glad that after his second attempt, we've not had any more attempts at the kitchen counter. But like even in the bathroom, I've never seen him. He goes in with me. That's one thing about getting a cat. You never have to go to the bathroom alone. Ever again. You always have a companion. Kind of like when little Smidgey is here. When Smidgey's here, I don't have to go to the bathroom alone. But yeah, he's never shown any interest in getting up there. So I don't know. I don't know. It's a learning curve for both of us, but we're both doing okay. And my other cats I'd had from kittens, so I think training them was a little bit easier. He's an adult cat, and he definitely has a little mind of his own. Like if you invite him to come up with you, he does it strictly on his terms. That's it. And that's fine. It ticked Robert out, like, why didn't he do this or why didn't he do that? And it was like, Robert, the thing about living in this house is we all do pretty much exactly what we want when we want. You do what you want. I do what I want. And that's the way we live. So it's no different for the cat. Cat gets to do things on the cat's terms. If you don't like it, it sucks to be you. I know, Shaz. That's a funny thing about animals, right? That they like to go to the bathroom with you. What is that? but only in the downstairs bathroom. Upstairs in the master bath, he doesn't, I have not seen him in that bathroom one time. I don't use it much. I shower there and clean it, and that's about all I do in there. But yeah, I've not seen him up in that bathroom even one time. Could be the smells, like the cleaning products and stuff he doesn't like. Because the other, oh, I had odorless mineral spirits out here on my desk the other day, and he took one whiff of that. And they're supposed to be odorless. He took one whiff of that and ran. So, obviously not odorless. He did not like it. So he might be sensitive to odors, you know, why he stays out of that bathroom when I'm cleaning. All right. Nope. More up here. Because the swirl and the lines only appear in the circles that are going to end up colored. Okay. Dee Dee, I said, I don't think you were here yet when I was talking about my Blix order and that I had ordered all those replacement pencils that I wanted. And I said, when I was talking about that I didn't think Hobby Lobby sold open stock Prismacolors anymore. Is that true? Because I actually could have gotten the pencils Thursday when I went to Joplin. And I've been meaning to ask that for a while. My cat used to go crazy for the smell of chlorine on, but no reaction to catnip. Now, I've never, ever tried catnip with Jimmy. And I didn't do that with my other cats either. I had some here, but I never put it out for them. I figure they're dumb enough when they're straight. I don't need to be getting damn cat high. And if I'm going to be straight and sober, everybody's going to be straight and sober. Your Hobby Lobby sells open stock as of last week. Okay. See, I thought Hobby Lobby was going to quit selling open stock Prismas. And I know they don't carry all the colors anyway, but the common colors they do. So as of last week, they had them. I could have gotten all that stuff at Hobby Lobby probably. Well, except the Copic markers, which I didn't need, but I'm glad to have. That's what I got to keep telling myself. My lines here aren't very consistent, and I'm probably not being as careful as I would have been if I hadn't goofed that up, knowing full well that I'm going to redo it. Starting and stopping exactly on that line is a pain in the neck. Seems boring on stream, so sorry, you guys. All right, I think that's nope, there's another one. Hi, Barb. And I didn't say hi to you so much. I read your comments so much, but I didn't say hi. Dee Dee, since you're here and you didn't answer me, I'll ask you again. Does your Hobby Lobby still sell Prismacolor open stock, or are they still going to discontinue it? Do you know? Because if they're going to continue doing it, I won't do a Blick order for pencils again. Because it just gets me buying stuff that I could live without. But if you, I like to draw with black ink, so I don't mind having spent the money for that P.H. Martin's bleed proof light. They still have the Prismalast you looked. Okay, see, I was under the impression that they were going to discontinue them. So, all right. And I think that's all the drawing now. Let me just look real quick and see if I've forgotten anything. Or I have to clean up anything before I go ahead with the coloring. And at this point, I'll go ahead and pick a top where I'm, where to start from. Because the way she'd done it, she did it kind of like a color wheel. And I think I'm going to put the yellows. Okay, I did write top on there. I don't know what made me think that that was the top, but that was the top that I chose. So I'm going to do yellow in this. I'll start in this with yellow, orange, red, pink, purple, blue, blue, green, green, yellow, green. So I went ahead and I'm using Cali Art. I'll start with, what color? Maybe I'll just start with the pinks. This set has 121 colors in it, but sometimes I still have difficulty finding and picking out the right colors. So I don't know if I did or not. I honestly don't know, but let's just go ahead and start. What the hell? Is that what I want the top to be? Yellow, green, blue, pink, purple. Okay. Yeah, let's just do. I probably should have. Okay, this is the lightest one. I think that's the shade for that. And I'm only going to do like 2 shades. And then I think that's the darker and that's the shade. Let's find out. And this is a center. And that is, okay. So I'll just do this section here as pink, I think. Let's just start. Don't agonize too much over it. Just go with it. Okay, so it's right to there. And I think I'm going to do the shading as I go so I can blend it a little bit better. And I have to decide which edges I'm going to shade. I think anything on the bottom and the right edge. Oops. Because that's really the beauty of alcohol markers. They blend so beautifully. It is recommended to check your local Hobby Lobby's physical in-store open stock display, as online inventory in individual pencils can be inconsistent. Well, Tina, aren't you an AI-generated little informative freak? Hi, by the way. All right, this is the circle, so this will be the next one. Thank you, Tina. Probably better if I just, I shouldn't have to order again for like ever, I don't think, but. But since I've been, that's not a circle. That is, the reason I had to do the pencils was because I've been doing that daily devotional thing. And I used the same coloring for the lettering. I should show you guys that. I haven't showed it for a long time. And I'm just choosing which spaces to color as I go. I don't have a plan, but I think I'm gonna do that is all the light pink, and then I'll do that the dark pink. You got to commit, because yeah, when it's done, it's done. And if you don't have alcohol markers and you want to buy some, look for the brush tip and the fine nib. I have a bunch of the chisel and hardly ever use them, but these brush nibs, I love them so much. I can't even tell you. And I think they're all relatively the same cost, so it's not like you're saving anything. Now this shading I'm not sure about, but we're going to go with it. It is what it is. We're just going to go with it. Yeah, this is the light one. I put the lids down. Oh, see, but that's okay because that could be shading anyway, but I probably can eliminate. That's the problem with doing two colors at once. You got to be paying attention. And the only reason I'm doing the shading as I go is because it blends so well if you do it as you go. Hopefully I'll be somewhat consistent doing that. We'll see. I have to redo the whole damn thing anyway, so. These are for people who like to move fast. Fun, huh? All right, Make sure you get the lids back on the right pens. I think I'm done with the pinks. Let's work down this right side. So the next color will be the reds and oranges. And I didn't pick out that many of them either. So I think these were the two and these were the two. So start in the middle. Is that right? Oh, I hope I didn't do this goofed up. Yeah, this is the lighter one. All right, I'm going to do those red, and this is yellow. So I think I'm going to go ahead and do this one orange as well. This is how you do it when you don't have a plan. Wing it. I suppose if I'd have taken more time, I could have picked out more shades and made it more gradual, but I knew I'd probably goof that up, so whatever. Yeah, this is the lighter of the two. You know, I probably could have done this with colored pencil as well. But look at how saturated the colors in alcohol markers are. So that's one of the reasons I love them. And if I'd have done this with colored pencil, I'd be here next week doing this. Trying to get it this smooth and blended and everything. Yeah, it would have taken me forever. So don't feel bad about this at all. When I was a kid, man, I would have loved to have alcohol markers like these. I never would have gone outside the house. I just sat and colored all day long. And if I get in the white where I don't want it, I will go back in and use that bleed proof white to to clean it up. All right, I think I'm going to do one more red here. I want about all the amount of color the same for each one of the, but I didn't count them, so I don't know. Make sure you get the right lids. Ah, hi, Jeannie. Yeah, I think it's going to be very cool when it's done. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and do these in the orange, this one in the orange, just to kind of add some more orange out here. They're just so saturated. We'll go ahead and get that one in there as well. Now, I'll keep the orange close, but I think I'm done with the red. I won't have as much red. I only chose the one red color because I didn't particularly like the red color selections. Let me show you. In this set of alcohol markers, those are your only red options. You don't have a lot, but like look at the yellow and the orange. There's tons of them. Of course, that's your browns as well, but yeah, you just don't have that much red selection. I was a little surprised. I see an orange butt. A little tiny butt right there. I'll highlight it to make it look like a butt. And the yellows, I think I picked out more yellows, but I'm going to leave the oranges too. Because I think one of the oranges I was planning for a shade for one of these. So let me make sure that my plan is right. There's the bright yellow. This should be the shading for that. Maybe not. Yep. Okay, so this is the shading for the bright yellow. And then I was going to use, no, yeah, this one with that as its shading. So with 3 pens, I'll spread it out is kind of what I was thinking. Like I have any idea what I was thinking at any given time. All right, so after I did that, what did I decide? That this is the shading for that. This one is, okay. Ooh, it smeared the black a little bit. That's weird. Yeah, I want this one yellow too. I'll start the transition to the green here. That's going to be darker, so this one have to be yellow. Do I want the transition there? No, I'm going to start it over. Okay. Yeah, one more. And then those will be the darker yellow to transition into the orange, I think. God, all this thinking is going to freaking kill me. Sorry, not reading chat. Thanks, Tina. They didn't have that many of the bright yellows either. And I didn't want to get it so dang complicated either. All right, so this was the next one I was going to do with this as its shade. Yep. So this whole circle will kind of be that dark. I probably should have done another yellow one. Oh, well, I didn't. So shoot me dead now. And other than this kind of real dark yellow, I didn't put any browns in it. But I think this would be fun to do with like just color combinations rather than a whole color wheel. Just like combinations of like a blue brown, or I just screwed that up. Sure as anything. All right, well, that's okay. Then I'll get a darker shade for that. And I'll do that one the darker, and I'll do these in this lighter. Okay. How to fix a screw up. After I said I just wasn't going to include a brown, I just did. I'll just have to get a different, darker shade than that. But that'll be easy enough. And if I wasn't shading as I went, and I don't mind the look of that either, I'd have a lot harder line. And I like this kind of transition one. Okay, I got my lid screwed up here somewhere. Yeah. All right. So this was the 304. Nope, it's the... These lids are not even remotely close to the color that's inside. So this is Y416. This one, so I'll go ahead and do the shading with 623. So I'm going to have to pick that color. What did I say? 623. Duh. Oh, and I found it like first thing. I rock. Okay, I think that's good enough for the yellows, oranges, reds, pinks. So this is all the warm colors. This one will be all the cool colors. Hi, Joan. Hi, Vanessa. Doing a fun color wheel. Let me just check and make sure that I'm not missing something important. Next, we'll start up here and do the purples and blues. Thanks, Nana Mo. And I only picked out 3 colors of the purples, and I wasn't thinking, let me test this real quick. See, that's the problem with picking the colors beforehand, and then your brain forgets everything. But based on the lid colors, this should be the lightest. This should be the medium. Ooh, that's kind of dark. And that's real dark. Okay, I need a better shade color for 703. This is 703. Which one was I thinking? I was thinking 826 for that, but that's really, not liking that. I wonder if I change to 802. I think I'm going to switch to 802. And then that can be the shade color. Let's try that because I'm not liking that. 802. Dang, found it first thing too. What the heck is going on? All right, so if I do that with this as the shade color, yeah, let's give it a go. The purples are, even though you get a lot of pens, like some of the selection I think is just a little wonky. And I didn't even look at the Ohuhu ones. I thought I'm not going to get out multiples. So there you go. All right, we'll start here with the lightest of the purples. And this was going to be its shade color. And then I'm going to do some of this with this as the shade color. I think is how I planned this. Ugh. I did this a couple hours ago, so expect me to remember this 2 whole hours? See, I didn't plan on too much purples because then this will be blue, green. Okay. This shade is obviously going to be more obvious than the others, but I don't have a lot of options. Does that mean I need to buy more markers? God, no. I have no place for more markers, so I can't order more markers. But if you don't have alcohol markers, I would say do yourself a favor and get even a small set. They're so much fun to play with. Obviously behaves so different than any other product you have. I would like, I mean, these do have the fine nib on this end, but to me it's not fine enough. I wish they would offer a set of really fine nib, but the thing is, I probably couldn't use them very much because alcohol markers, no matter what, will bleed through. So I couldn't use them in the Beast or anything like that. But now those Langwell markers, oh, baby, baby, baby. Those bad boys, I use them a whole lot in everything because you can water them down. They're awesome, just full strength. Yeah, no downside to those bad boys. And this one's going to be hard to shade because it's so dark already, so I'm just going to go ahead and do this. Because the shading is not going to show up that great on this, so it'll show up some, but not much, not like that. How much more purple do I want? I wish I had one more color selection. Of course you can buy more. You know you're good. Nana Mo, get your butt over the corner right now. Right now. Okay, I think I'm going to go ahead and do this section. I should have done that in the light purple so I could do that. Oh well. I don't want this so dark over here, so I might go ahead and just start transitioning to the blue because I got to get blue-green in there. So, yeah, that's probably enough purple. Did I say hi, Vale? I'm going to resist, Nanamo. I really am. I did have better selection in blue. Like blue, you get all this. So I did have better blue color selection. Now let's see how I planned it out. I think it was, this was going to be the lightest. This was going to be its shade. And that's still very dark, right? These two, I have no clue what I was thinking. That's dark. Oh, that's darker. So that's how I planned that. Okay. I'd rather have the blue anyway. Blue's my color. Navy blue is my favorite color of everything. Not necessarily to wear, but just for colors around me. My house is navy, you know, I have navy blue all over my house. And yeah, I'm definitely blue. Thanks, Bossy Butt. It's so far been very fun. I wish I hadn't screwed up, and I will redo it without the error. So I'll have something to do. Trying to think. Oh, tomorrow morning I'm going to go into town, which I don't normally go into town on a Tuesday, but I'm going to tomorrow because I got to get Robert's medicine, which means I get iced coffee. There's always an ulterior motive, believe me. Okay, now this one is a weird one to shade. So I think since it's small, I'll just shade it like that. I love that color blue, man. It's a kind of a cornflower blue. Man, is that pretty. But navy is still my favorite. All right. I think I'm going to, I wish this was split, but it's not. So, since I did that purple, I almost would have been better, but I needed more purple anyway, so ugh. I'm not sure that you could plan this out any different, you guys, so just be willing to go with whatever you get, because that's your option. Go with what you get. Favorite colors, blue and green. Yeah, I like blue and green. But I like, my house used to be, now I've changed it since then, but all the stuff in my house used to be navy, burgundy, and tan. And the combination of those colors I just loved. But when I bought a new couch, well, I had a brown couch for a while that I absolutely freaking hated. I mean, I hated that. So, oh, wait, I had another. Okay, because I'm going to do blue-green. Okay. Anyway, I had a brown couch that I absolutely flipping hated. So I had to go out and buy a new couch. And now I've got a shade of blue, but it's not as pretty as my dark blue one. I put the dark blue in. There's nothing wrong with it. It's still very pretty. Just not as comfortable to sit in as the one that I got now. But I put it down in the man cave. So I still have it. But it's a pretty, pretty, pretty couch. Just not very comfortable. I bought a sectional kind. And when you want a power lounge, that is the couch to power lounge on. You want to hear something weird about Jimmy? I've been trying to figure this out, and I still haven't. On my sectional couch that I love to sit in. Hi, Rachel. Bye, Vanessa. Go have a great afternoon. Hey, Sharon. Didn't see you sneak in there. I have a heating blanket on the couch, and sometimes with the air conditioner running, I get really cold. Boy, these are really hard to work with too. I like that blue. I don't know that I'm crazy about this one. So R916. Anyway, I have a heating blanket that I like. And so it just stays on the couch and I fold it up and it's nice, right? When that blanket is on my lap, Jimmy won't sit on me. If I take the blanket off, he runs there immediately. Okay, I did like that shade of blue, the 916. Boy, it looks darker on this. And 028. Okay, I have 035. I think I'm going to go with 028. But yeah, he won't sit on me when I have that blanket. What the heck is that about? Why would he care? He's going to get his nasty hair all over everything anyway. Is it already out? What the hell? Oh, I put the wrong lids on. Now I have to figure out which is which. I was using the brush, so that would be the wrong one, I think. Oh my God, I've got these all goofed up now. Don't do that. Let me double check. Nope. See, I put the wrong lids on. Oh my God, am I stupid? You think he feels the wires in the blanket? I don't know, but he will not sit on me when I have that electric blanket on top of me. I don't even have it on, Laverne. He will not sit on the blanket. If it's on the couch, he won't sit on that part of the couch. So I'm wondering if Dee Dee's right. Maybe he does feel the wires or whatever in it. But that just seems ridiculous to me. Now I'm really confused, you guys. All right, I do like this one. So that's 916. So I need a shade for that, which is, I think I choose 028. That was the one I was looking for. Where's 028? Can't find it. Looking. 028. Oh, there it is. All right, let's try this. I don't know. Where'd the blanket come from? How would I know, Tina? If I had to guess, probably China. You think he's a racist cat, Tina? All right, let's see here. I hope. You need me?
Are you busy?
All right, hang on just a second. I'm going to mute you guys. Okay, I'm back. I was thinking if someone had given it to you, maybe they could smell someone else's animal on it. Oh, no. I bought it and it was brand new, right out of the box. So, and I haven't had it that long. But yeah, when I noticed that he wouldn't sit on it, it wasn't even on. So I don't know. I don't get it. He's a picky cat, apparently. But I did buy him a nice bed. And oh, he loves that bad boy. He gets up in that and needs it and sleeps in it. And the other day I had set it up where you could see out the window in the breezeway. He was about falling out of that thing. He was just so relaxed. I think that's not where I want to start the shading. He's a funny little boy, that one. Can you see that shading? I guess you can. But yeah, no, it didn't come from an individual. It's only been in here. And I'm the only one who's ever used it. So I don't know. I don't understand Dust Kitty Cat. When it comes, I would think that he would have gotten on that bad boy and started kneading like a freak, but not so. All right, and then I think, do I want that blue? I think I do. I think I'm going to do that one blue. Yeah, he has his own bed. Right, Tina? I don't know. He's a crazy boy. This is the 028, so this is the darker. I wish there was a line or something in this one, but whatever. We're just going to have a big old blue circle hanging out here. I would have planned that differently, I think, if I'd have noticed it. I wouldn't have left just a big old blue circle out here with no interruption. But you can't really plan. Honestly, things happen the way they're going to happen. Okay. Now we're going to go with the green. Pay attention when you put your caps back on. Your cat love, they have microwavable pads for cats? What? What, you put them in the microwave and warm them up and then the cat gets to love them? Oh, poor Jimmy is deprived because he doesn't have any of those. All right, and these I didn't have a rubber band, so I just threw them all out. Now the greens and the blue greens, I had lots of options. All right, so this I know was the green yellow. This one I'm pretty sure I planned green yellow. Yeah. So those will be last. This is just a good solid green. And that will be its shade. So these are the blue greens that I do first. This is a dark green. Dark green shade. Okay. All right. Got it. I think I'm going to put them in that order. Now let's check the blue greens. That one looks like blue. Maybe that was my other, it is kind of a blue. Darn. What was I thinking? What was I thinking? We're going to go with that. Nope. We're going to go with that. And then this is more greener. Yep. Okay. See, I did kind of have a plan. All right, so this was going to go up near the blue. I'm thinking. And I don't have that many spaces for that many colors, so I'll have to do this a little bit differently. But it was just because I had such good color selections. Feast or famine around here. All right. So I'll do that blue, green, 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 yellow. Okay, so that's probably, I got that out for that. Oh my God. And this is more green, so we'll do this one heading out here. Make sure I'm doing this right. I think I am. Who knows? Who knows? And I wrote all over my hand. That's a pretty color there. Very pretty color. I really got in the white there. It almost looks like the same color, like I didn't shade it at all, huh? 815, wrong. They really look like just about the same color. I might have to switch that out, but we'll see. I think I'm going to, because that's going to be, yeah, I've got to switch out to the green right now. That is a real Kelly green right there. I guess they don't name alcohol markers, do they? And this was going to be the shade for that. I think. I think I'll do that. I think I'll do this. Well, I want the dark. All right, I'm going to go ahead and do this green here. I got too many greens for the space available. It's hard being me. That's all I got to say. I think I'll do one more green, and then this will be the dark. Yeah, I think I'll do that. Check the lids. Goofed up. God, I'll have to check all these before I put them away, you guys. I have goofed up these lids like crazy. I'm pretty sure. All right. I don't even have lids that match these now. This one has got to be 318. Okay, where's 318? Look at which is the lighter of the two. All right, this is 406. Okay. Whew. I really goofed this up. Derp. Your your hoo-hoo markers, none of mine have names that I'm aware of. So yeah. That would be a great job to have, I think. Naming colors. What'd you do your whole life? I named colors. Baby poop green. Passion pink. That is a really dark, it matches the black almost. Is that the dark or the lighter? I'm losing my mind. I should have done one more of those in the lighter of the greens, but oh well. That's why you end up doing it twice, because you learn on the first one and then you make the right choices on the second one, right? Because this next section is going to be all the light green, which is fine. I don't care. Snot-nosed yellow. There you go. Bird-turd gray. You guys are on it. Did I get the right lid on? No, I did not. Yeah, I will definitely be having to check those. All right. I'm glad I drew this before I got on. I just conked you in the head. Okay, wait a minute. I've done the same thing with these, I think, because they're the same green. Come on, man. All right. Of course, the front and the back are going to be the same color. Oh my God, I'm losing my mind, you guys. But all right, let's see. This is, where's my color sheet? 406. 606. Okay. And then this one is 503. Well, they're almost the same color. What the hell was I thinking? Okay, so that's good. I just need shading for these. So this one is, let me see if I can tell. I think this one's 503. Sorry, I'm goofing up really bad over here. But these colors are virtually almost the same. 606 and 503. I must have thought 503 for the light color. And then 606 as the shade, but they're so close. Well, maybe not. Let's try it. Yeah, 503 will be the lighter of the two. Let's just go with that. Anyone got gummies? It's what I need. That's all I need. Oh my God. Talk about going through life confused. That's all I need. I probably could have gotten away with it before I had a cat. But gummies and Jimmy, oh my gosh, this place would be a wreck. All right, that's not too terrible, but boy, they're very close to the same color. But we're going with it. What the hell? Nobody can stop us now. And if I need to, I think I'm going to go ahead and choose a different shade color for this. And I might have had a different plan when I picked out the colors too. See, that's the danger of picking it out early and forgetting what you were thinking at the time that you were choosing the colors. But I need a different shade color. That one is not acceptable. So 503, so the 606 I'm going to put aside. I'm going to try and find a better shade for, you know what, 318 was the shade for this one. I'll bet you $100. Watch this. Betcha $100. So yep, that's what I had planned. All right, we can go with this. This is fine. It'll work. Good thing I'm flexible that way. And then I think I'll use the brighter green that I was going to use for the shade. I think I'll use it down here. Did I put the wrong one on? I did. All right, this one I think is a little bit brighter. Let's try it down here and see. Because nobody can tell us that we screwed up because we don't know what we're doing to begin with, right? Or I say we, like you guys have anything to do with this. Other than watching me and going, oh my God, she's got those lids so screwed up, she'll never figure it out. And I'll go, you're right. I'll have to make a new color card with all the new numbers. Yeah, see, this is a much brighter green. All right, so this is 606. I don't think I picked out a shade for this one. Let's go with 735, if I can find it quickly. There it is. All right. Whew. Imagine jamming on gummies and Jimmy having the zoomies. Oh my God, can you imagine? I'd be laughing. I would pee on my front room carpet, probably. Because he does get the zoomies. And that's another thing Robert doesn't understand, a cat with zoomies. There's something wrong with that cat. No, there's nothing wrong with the cat. He's just playing with himself. Unlike how you do it, okay? Woot woot. They all look like kind of butts, don't they, Jeannie? Butt art. Oh, look at Vale just said that. Some look like butts. Yeah, that looks like butt cracks right there. Yeah, they look like butt cracks. That's funny. That is way funny. That one didn't spread out as nicely, but I don't remember the colors, so I can't go back and alter it now. We're just going with this. And I like it. I'm good with it. I'm cool. I'm cool. Now, probably what I should have done was get out a brand new white Posca. Let me see. Oh, you know what? Let's use the bleed proof white. Why not? Why not do all this work and screw it up now? You thought it was a family show? Yeah, well, Tina, have you known me to do anything family friendly? Bring your kids. All right, let's try the bleed proof white. If we don't like it, we can always go to a Posca. A Posca would probably be easier, frankly, but here we go. Hang it up. I think I'm going to do some sort of color journal, Keeks. I think it'll end up in there. All right, so since my shading is all down here on the right and bottom, right and bottom, This one I did kind of goofed up, but we're just going to ignore that. Oops. Conk your head again. Before we go direct to the art, let's just see how big a pain in the butt that's going to be. Grab a color. This blue should be okay. Yeah, I can get nice white on that. All right, let's go for the, thank you, Ruth. You meant to cut it out. Cut what out? What am I cutting out, Sharon? Just save me time, if you don't mind. See, I wish I hadn't shaded there, but I did. So, is this how I want to do it? Yeah, I think it is. Oh, cat hair. Ah, damn cat. I'm not sure. I don't remember. I'll do a test here in a while. I'm not sure if this bleed proof white is water soluble when it's dry. You obviously can thin it with water, but I can't remember if it's water soluble, and you probably want to know that, because if I wanted to go over this, let's say for some crazy reason, I don't know what the reason would be, but say at this point I wanted to be able to go over this with the alcohol markers again, you wouldn't want to dissolve the white. So that would be something you'd probably want to know. Of course, I'm not sure Posca, anything acrylic obviously would be permanent, but I'm not sure about this. I honestly just don't remember. I think I've used this P.H. Martin's since I was in college, but it didn't used to be so damn expensive. But you kind of get what you pay for, right? The shapes of some of these make doing the highlights a little tricky, but just kind of be consistent and you won't be sorry. You could actually say, if I wanted to, I might do it on the next one just for fun. I've shaded this on one side so it looks like they're all level and the sun is coming from over here, right? But if I wanted to, and I wanted to make them look like they were humpy, like these were, say, tiles, I could put shading all the way around with light literally anywhere on them. So the shading kind of dictates where your highlight is going to be, but you could just as easily make these rounded rather than flat. You just got to think of that going in, you know. And the darker and more bold your highlights are, the more I think, I don't want to say startling it is, but yeah, just makes everything look deeper. And some of them I could actually do multiple highlights, like a big one like that. Okay, and the only other thing I was thinking about, I don't think I missed any of the spaces. If Terry was here, she'd be like, you missed one right in the middle, a little bit to the left. But I am thinking about you, Terry, praying for you. Big hugs on you, my friend. Is Dee Dee going to take care of Cameron? Bye, Dee Dee. I'll talk to you later. Take care of that boy. Can't let nothing happen to him. Okay, since the sun is coming from over here, we've decided, right? Because that's where I put all the highlights. You missed one in the brown. That one right there. Look at you, Sharon, stepping right into Terry's shoes. Is that the one you were talking about? Did I miss that little orange one there? And I guess the yellow one there, but oh, okay, I see which one you're talking about. You're talking about this one right here. Got it. Look at those butts. They look all fat. Fat butts. But one of the elements in here, and I just was thinking about this while I was doing it, is that curly Q ribbon that kind of goes through and twists through the whole thing. I'm thinking to give the illusion that that curly Q thing is just kind of sitting on top of it, that I could shade it and it will make it look like it's sitting on top. So let me look at my color card here. And that bleed proof white, it dries very quickly. So at this point now, I'm not really worried about working on top of it and brushing my hands. Let's pick a not too dark, either the 104. That's a cool gray. That's a green gray. One of those two, I think. That's a neutral gray. Let's go with the neutral. Okay. Neutral gray 03. And I'll start in kind of an obscure place. Like I'm not going to go right into the middle. I think I'll pick down here, kind of out of sight, out of mind. And I'll use the brush end of the tip and go along this. Your brain's not really going to see it. Or you're probably not going to see it. I could actually go a little darker. Oh, and if I use a light gray, let's see. Well, let me try it with this one. To give it some depth, anywhere it twists, go ahead and do a little bit of gray where they meet up. In some places, it's probably going to be more noticeable than others. Hopefully, I'm not goofing up. But keep in mind, I'm doing another one of these. So if this doesn't work like I don't think your brain is even going to see it. Okay, Tina. Brazilian butt lifts. Yeah, I think I like that okay. Because your brain is not really going to even register that it's there because it's not such an obvious element. Now in the blue, you probably aren't going to see it at all. So I'm trying to highlight it like I did the squares themselves, either on the underneath side or on the right. And by doing that with the highlights, you've given the entire thing a little bit of direction. Another thing is you could go on the inside of the circles and do a gray shading, and it would make it look like they were hoops sitting on top of the tiles. So keep that in mind when you're doing shading, is you can really mess with your brain. I could have gone darker with the gray. I really could have. And if I need to, I'll go back over some of those white. Yeah, that'll disappear now. Your brain won't really see that. I'm liking it. I think it looks way cool. I'm loving it. I'm really tempted though. And I guess since I'm really going to do it again, see, I don't like how that matches up. I goofed that up, but who cares? I almost would like to put some gray shading around the circles themselves in the bare spots. What do you guys think? Looks gorge. Thanks, Nanamo. Or should I just leave well enough? It looks like movement. Well, there you go, Kat. It kind of does, yeah. That it doesn't match up perfectly. Yeah. I really like how bulgy that looks in there. I really like that. Try it. Okay. I'm going to have a steady hand here. Do I want to use this gray before I get too cray-cray? Do I want to go with the dark gray? Of course, it's going to dry lighter than it. Okay, Nana's saying leave it as is. Okay, Sharon's saying yes. So Sharon, are you saying, yeah, I'm going to try it. What the hell? Now, do I go the whole way around the circle or just part of the circle? And maybe not the brush side. Start with the fine side. You know what? Thinking. You could try shading under the circles to see if you like it for your next one. That's what I'm thinking. And this one I did the neutral gray. All right, I'm going to try the cool gray. 1104. 1104. One thing too is I never noticed how much I used gray until I got the alcohol markers and the super tips. I use the grays and super tips a lot. Okay, we're going for it. We're just doing it because we can. Your brain may not even notice this either. Okay, and maybe I'll only, well, I don't know. Let's say maybe I'll just do it on the outside of the circles and not these spaces in between, but I think I have to. And only do it on the bottom and the right again. So like over here. All right. Yep, I like it. Okay. I'll have to clean up a little bit of the white, but I don't care about that. I'll just use my cool bleed proof white. Circle bottoms. That's what we're dealing with here. Circle bottoms. I like big butts and I cannot lie. You know, one thing I will say, and this, Robert has never, ever been one to comment on people's appearance or weight or anything. I've never known him to do that, ever once. Since this whole memory dementia thing started, he will freaking blurt out anything. I'm not kidding. That day we went to the hospital back in July of last year, I about crawled under my chair. He literally commented about everything. And I was like, where did this come from? He's losing his filter. He is, Devin. And I was absolutely shocked because that is not a Robert Vaughn thing. I've never known Robert to be critical or, but he doesn't say that about, say he sees some, well, I would probably be the one to say, look at her. She is absolutely gorgeous or something like that, you know. He's lost his filter and he will literally say anything. That's why I can't go to places anymore because he'll embarrass the hell out of me. I'm not kidding, you guys. When that happens, it's jarring. Like, dude. Now I have gone over these here, so it looks like this circle is sitting on top of that one, and it is because of the way I've drawn it. Oh my God, I don't know what made me think of that, but I think it was something we were watching on TV, and he just blurted right out, you know. Like, oh my God, Robert, that is the rudest thing. Don't do that. Yeah, well, good luck with that. The extra shadows making it pop. Yeah, I'm not unhappy about it. I just hope I'm being consistent. I'm not sure I am, but I'm trying. Yeah, that would be where that ends. That would end before that. That one wouldn't have one because it's sitting on the wrong side. This one would. Now, see, I did go into the white spaces there, so I'm going to have to go here if I'm going to be consistent. And that's okay. If you're going to do something, might as well do it consistently. Okay, that one I went in too, so yeah, I'm glad I caught that. This one would have a little bit of a shadow here, and maybe down here. This one would have a shadow going around like this. This one would. Yeah, so you don't really notice it that much. You know, the colors still are, I think, pop enough that you don't notice it. Okay, if I've missed anything, say so. I know I used a different gray on that, but I just wanted to see if that would make it look darker. since this is really kind of experiment time. Yeah, I like this. This was fun. You know what? This is funny because we're talking about them looking like butts. When I twisted this kind of ribbon thing, it looks like it got caught in the crack of a butt. Oh my God, there's something wrong with me. Okay, the large blue circle in the upper right. The large blue circle needs a shadow. What now? This one? They both have shadows. Now I've stopped him about midway in the circle. Spirathon color Brazilian butt wheel. that's that's funny. Toilet tissue fuzz residue. Oh my God. I'm not sure I'm catching your drift, Devin. Underneath the white space. Underneath. Okay. You mean under here? You think this should be shaded here? Okay, I'll go with that. I'll be good with that. That's funny. Spirathon color Brazilian butt wheel. Okay, got it. And it would be better, I think, if I'd been a little bit more careful. And I can go back and fix some of this, is let the shadow taper off. But I was using the brush tips, so getting that tiny little, but that's why I have pens like these. So if I want to go in now and fill in little tiny amounts of gray, yeah, baby, I got the tools. Because, yeah, some places it would be better if it was probably more tapered. But if you're going to find fault with that, you suck. How about that? Just so peachy. No drippings. Yeah, I think this came out good, you guys. And if I really wanted it to look like butts, I'm not going to do it, but if I really wanted it to look like butts, I could go in and shade each one of these lines, make it look like it's really going down. But that would be so juvenile. And I am far from juvenile, right? Small yellow and orange circle at 7 o'clock. Small yellow circle at 7 o'clock. This one? If this is 6 o'clock, this would be 7 o'clock. What am I supposed to do there, Devin? I really wish I'd done a little bit darker circle there. Yellow and orange near this. Oh, look at her. She caught that. You're a rock star. Filling in for Miss Terry Brett. Got it. Now I'm going to have to go back in. I don't know. Let's try the Panda Fly for cleanup and see. I'm probably not going to spend a lot of time doing cleanup, but if I had to at this point, where my alcohol markers have bled or something like that, and I got to go in and clean up, or even if I wanted to taper the gray, clean up the gray a little bit, I think the Panda Fly would work awesome for that. Looks like it. And you have to flip, turn the page up to see it. So, yeah, I could do really good cleanup with the Panda Fly. I'm still a huge fan. I'm almost done with this one. Look at how much ink I've used. Okay, there's another one under the blue circle at the top up here. Okay, I'll go ahead and bring that over a little ways. Not far, though, because I don't want it to go all the way around. Yellow and orange. I think that's the one. I think I got it. Right, Devin? But yeah, think about those things. Anytime you want to create depth, get out your handy dandy gray and get after it. All right, you guys, I've about done as much damage and wasted enough time for 5 people. So, yeah, that's all I can say. Like 3D and pops. Thanks, Devin. Yeah, I'm liking it. I'm really happy with it. Okay, now keep in mind too, I'm not sure how much more time I'm going to spend on this, to be honest, since I'm going to redo it. I know I will be redoing it. So where's my other pen? There it is. I think it will look good. And I'll do this with a paintbrush and ink. Not sure what kind of ink. Something really solid black for sure. Maybe carbon black ink. You know that Speedball ink that I ordered and bought, and I got a 55 freaking gallon drum of it. That has an inconsistent what do you want to call it? When it dries, it's inconsistent. Like some of it's glossy, some of it's matte. It just finish, I guess is what I want to say. Inconsistent finish. And that annoys the hell out of me. So I'll find a use for it. But on something like this, I want a real matte black. So I can always use acrylic paint. I know that. But yeah, I will end up painting the edges of this black. You know, so it, yeah. But I will end up doing that. And look at, I have a burger down there. I'll paint it out. So, all right, you guys, I'm not sure how much more damage I can do here. But this was fun. And if you tried it, please put it on Instagram. And now that I've shown you guys this, I will, the project from last week, I will go ahead and post this to Instagram and tag the girl who I saw it from. So, all right, I'm going to call it a day. I know you guys have tons of things to do and your time is valuable. Thank you, thank you, thank you for spending some of it with me. Keep Terry Brett in your prayers, Rawl in your prayers. Go out and try and be kind. It's going to kill you, but you have to do it. And I'm going to go antagonize a different set of people now. All right. Love you guys. See you. Bye. I will, Vale. Thanks.